Alrighty. Hello, good morning, who that's? It's 11:29 a.m. I decided to do a surprise. What you call it? Like, subscribe, comment. Alright, I got all that shit out the way. Well, as most players will tell you, after a loss in a prior thing, Cam Jordan came out on Twitter and said 24-hour rule. Well, it's Tuesday morning, so this 24-hour rule is gone. I heard from a few Saints reporters that were, I think, a 9.5 point favorite over the Browns, maybe a 10 point favorite. They might have said double digit, but I think I heard 9.5. But we were a 9 point favorite over the Bucks, so point spreads mean absolutely zero. I can't do a zero that good. They don't mean a damn thing. One of the Saints people, big Tulane fan. He plays it with Madden. I used to do that. I used to predict the scores through Madden. I think I got it once. I don't really do that too much anymore. I think he did something like 47-0. That's not going to happen. As bad as Cleveland is, they showed improvement. I mean, they tied Pittsburgh. That's a moral victory. But then again, the NFL shortened the rules from 15 minutes to 10 minutes in overtime because of player safety. Granted, they would have had those 5 extra minutes. I think Cleveland would have pulled it out. Plus, the NFL came out and said the Miles Brennan penalty should have never been a penalty, and Cleveland should have been able to attempt a game-winning field goal. So, really, the Browns should have won. So they're going to be coming into the Superdome with a high. Considering they got a tie is not a loss. They broke their losing streak. They didn't win, but a tie is a good thing for them. I mean, they have some weapons. They have Tyrod Taylor. He's not the best passer, but that dude can run. If you blitz him enough, he will jump out the pocket. He will. You got to cover to him or something. You got to keep him contained. The best way to do that is to make him pass. Because if you make him pass, he's going to make a mistake. Because I think he was like 10 out of 25 last week or something. Some weird number like that. I don't know the exact number, but, he will scramble. And he does have Jarvis Landry to throw to. The Dolphins were stupid in trading him, so... the Browns didn't prove. They're not the same 0-16 team as last year. They didn't prove. Cleveland will probably win 4. I think Cleveland will go 4-12, possibly 5-11 this year. Well, actually, they can't go 4-11-1. I'm sorry, because of that tie, or possibly 5-10-1. They have that tie kicked in there, so it can't end in an even. But I'm thinking 4 to 5 wins for Cleveland because, I mean, they held their ground with Pittsburgh. Now, granted, if Le'Veon Bell would have been with Pittsburgh, I don't think this would have been a close game. But his backup, James Conner, had 190-plus yards rushing. That's probably what Bell would have done. I don't know. I don't take things lightly for granted. If I had to pick a score, I'm saying the Saints are going to win. I'm being very cautious. And I didn't even know this point because Craig Robertson didn't even start. 0 starts at linebacker. Why are we starting A.J. Klein over Craig Robertson is the stupidest thing in the world. I understand we can't get rid of Klein because he's got a high salary cap. I think it's like $8 million, $9 million, possibly $5 million. I don't know, whatever it is. But Craig Robertson is the best linebacker. Plus, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder because that's his former team. So don't be surprised when the captains come up on Sunday. He's named the captain. If there's one thing players that play for the X team, especially if they don't want them, they're gonna play hard. My advice: start Robinson as linebacker, keep him in, bench A.J. Klein. You got to do something to switch around. You can't play that. You can't do what you did last week. You can't. It's not going to work. I don't know if Latimore's got the slump. I don't know what's going on. The brain fart opening day. They hadn't played in 10 days. I don't know what it is. It's brain fart. They can't do another one. We have them at home. Second week in a row, we're playing at home. We can't give up the home dome field advantage. We can't. Don't overestimate Cleveland. I think we overestimated Tampa, and they came out and kicked our ass. We don't need the 2015 Saints or the 2014 Saints defense. I still won my fantasy game by about 4 points, despite the fact that I have mostly all Saints players. That's the first time I've done that. I got rid of Gillespie and I got rid of Carr. I'm adding Ted Ginn, and I can't remember who else. I'm adding Frank Gore. There's a running back out there, and he's got like 20 fantasy points, but I never heard of him, and he got most of those through receiving. He's probably not going to do it again. I picked up Gore as a backup because he had 60 yards rushing last week. And he had a few catches. So he's strictly there as a backup. I don't ever plan to start Gore. It looked like Brandon Cooks last night was going to completely wash out. He only had like 3 points throughout most of the game, and then Goff started throwing to him. Thank God. I won. I think it was 103.3 to 98.3. Then they gave him an extra point. So it's 98.4. So I barely won my fantasy. So, they were still throwing. Goff was still throwing in the fourth quarter. With like 4 minutes left, I'm like, run the goddamn football. So, we play the Rams in an upcoming game. So, I hope the Saints players were watching that game last night, taking notes, because they're not going to be running the ball in the fourth quarter. They're going to be passing it. Now Oakland's not us, but still. I think Cleveland, they're, like I said, they're tougher than last game. I think the Saints are going to win something like 34-20 or something like that, 34-27, somewhere in that range. And I'm being optimistic here that we win by 14, let's say. I mean, I don't care if we win by a single point. A victory is a victory. But these aren't the 2016 Browns. These aren't the 2017 Browns. Yeah, sure, they're 0-0-1, And the NFL pretty much came out and screwed them. They said they screwed them out of a victory. So technically they should be 1-0 right now. But the Browns are the better team. I'm telling you right now, between us and from what we did Sunday and what they did, the Browns are basically a 1-0 team coming into the Superdome. Even though their record says 0-0-1, they're basically a 1-0 team. And I would not sleep on them. Tyrod Taylor to Jarvis Landry, they still got Josh Gordon on the roster. I know they added a bunch of pieces, but I can't name everybody on the Browns roster. I just know certain people. It might be a close game. It might be like a 21-20 win. Who knows? I mean, like I said, a win is a win. But we better not lose to the Browns. If we lose to the Browns, we might as well just burn the Superdome down. Because how do you lose to a team that went 1-31 over the last 2 years? Counting this tie, they're 131-1 over the last 33 games. Okay, that is terrible. Granted, a lot of those players aren't on that team anymore, and the Browns did switch a lot of, but the Browns have a shitty owner. The dude used to co-own he was like a minority owner in the Steelers. I mean, their owner sucks, their GM sucks, it is what it is. Somehow they were lucky to get to pull off a few of those trades to get Tyrod Taylor and Jarvis Landry. But no sleeping on it. 24-hour rule is passed. This is Cleveland week now, going into Tuesday morning. Prepare for Cleveland, beat them. Don't let them come into our dome field advantage. This ain't the dog pound. Don't let them set up in our end zones. Don't let them. You're gonna have Cleveland fans there. Hopefully, not many. You just got to find a way to not make Tyrod Taylor scramble. I'd prefer he passes 50 times a game, because if the more he passes, the better chance you have of winning, because he's bound. He's still young and experienced. I think he's 25, 26. 2070, somewhere in that range. I forget his age. Maybe he may be a little older, maybe a little younger. He's in his 20s, I'm pretty sure. So he's still got that youth factor. Landry's in his 20s. He's got that youth factor. I wouldn't want to say Landry is like a poor man's Michael Thomas, but, considering Jarvis Landry's LSU alum, but Jarvis Landry's probably the best player on the Cleveland Browns roster right now. But then again, I only know a few of the players on Cleveland. So, yeah, we need to not sleep on Cleveland. Focus our attention. Start Craig Robinson at linebacker. Please bench A.J. Klein. Switch around key assignments. Don't put Lattimore on a one-on-one. Don't put Lattimore on Landry. I know Lattimore is usually your number one shutdown corner safety, but don't put Lattimore on Landry this week. I wouldn't. I would put somebody else on him. Put Lattimore on your number 2 receiver. Give him more confidence. Then if you see he's playing good, then you can switch him. But Lattimore, he didn't do good against Evans last week, and he gave up that first career touchdown ever because he didn't give any up the year before. So he gave up that touchdown to Evans. Evans is an asshole. He said he wanted to hang 50 on us. No problem. We can return that favor because when we go to Tampa Bay, we're putting 50 on them fuckers. I mean, we scored 40 in a loss. So what does that tell you? If we score 40 in a loss, we can score 50 in a win. We don't play Tampa to I think the end of the season again. So by that time, we should have the defense worked out and any of the kinks worked out. We need to get rid of Gillespie, bench his ass. Jonathan Williams only played 3 snaps. I mean, Coach Payton came out and said, well, we didn't want to play Kamara 50-some-odd snaps. I think he played 53 snaps, something like that. Why? Kamara played pretty fucking good. He had 3 touchdowns. I'd put his ass in. They gave Gillespie 2 or 3 snaps, and he fumbled on that 1 snap, the dumbass. And then Jonathan Williams had 3 snaps. I don't even think he carried the ball once. I mean, what's the point of putting somebody on a 53 if you're not going to use them or play them? But Gillespie needs to go. I'd cut his ass. I put Boston Scott on a 53. Run some reverses with him. I don't remember this during the game, but apparently they gave it to Ginn for a 5-yard run. Because I was checking ESPN stats, and he said he had 1 carry for 5 yards. I don't remember that, but, But, yeah, Dennis Allen better be in meetings today, yesterday. Well, no, today's Tuesday. Usually NFL players' days off are Tuesday. But then they have the option of not having them off on Tuesday, But NFL mandates that you have to have off on Tuesday. So they're probably off today. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the facility practicing anyway, watching game tape, because Cam Jordan don't put up with that shit. If you saw his Twitter post, he don't put up with that shit. He says we're going to play better. I hold him to it. He's the fucking defensive captain. We're going to play better. So, leading into Sunday, I think the Saints will win. But I want Craig Robinson starting. Klein needs to sit his ass on the bench because he's not good anymore. He just... I met the guy. He's pretty good play. He's pretty good guy overall, but he's just playing like trash. If you saw him in preseason, he's just terrible. Robertson needs us, especially against this old team. Robertson needs to start at linebacker. That dude's got a chip on his shoulder. He needs to start. I'm telling you. No snaps at linebacker. That's and since we got rid of Stupar, we broke up the band from last year. I think they're still adjusting to that. Granted, Stupar played backup linebacker and he was on special teams. They're still adjusting to that, apparently. Yeah, that's my little rant. And I'm surprised I didn't yell and scream and holler. I've done that in the past on Facebook Live videos and stuff, so I guess I'm calm about it. It's only 1 week. Yeah, we're 0-1. We're tied for last place. Whoop-de-doo. It's funny. A Bucks fan actually followed us. I don't know. It's really funny. I don't know why they take the time to come on here and troll us, but I have a default setting where they can't come on here and troll us. So I appreciate him subbing, but he ain't gonna be able to say anything. As soon as I find these people, I mute them, I block them. So they can sub all they want. That's fine, but they're not trolling my page. I don't go on their page and troll, so I don't expect them trolling on mine. Because I will report their asses if they fucking troll on my page. They will be reported. I don't do that shit. I don't go on. You know, if we would have beat Tampa Bay, I wouldn't have went on their page and started shit. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of person. Now, if they want to bring it to me, that's perfectly fine. I'll take it. I don't do these groups, hate groups, where, you know, certain people go on in, they start shit. I don't do that. But if they want to start shit, then I can finish it. Simple as that, you know. But they ain't getting their voices heard on my chat. Sorry. That's just how it is. I appreciate them subbing if they do, but they're not starting shit with us. So I find it kind of laughable. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Please like and sub. Saints fans, I got a goal to get us to 100. We're at 88, so let's get us to 100. Keep the faith. We're going to win next week and get to 500. We're going to be 1-1. I have perfect confidence in this. I didn't tell anybody I was making this video. I just started making it just because of the hell of it. So, considering I just woke up and the house is empty, so it's all good. But yeah, I have faith in our team. We're gonna win. It's all good. Everything will be right again in the world. You know, I have complete confidence on our team. So anybody that panicked and, you know, I saw tweets where people were saying they were going to hang themselves and stuff. It's just one game. It's only one game. You can only get better. I don't see the defense getting any worse. I really don't. I mean, you'd have to pull Brandon Browner out of jail to make it any worse than that. Or sign Jason David or something. I mean, that's the only way I ever see them getting worse, you know. But we got the Dome Field. I expect a W come Sunday at noon. Well, when the game ends after 3 o'clock. Excuse me. I expect a W to push us to 500 at 1-1. I expect the Falcons to lose again. I expect the Panthers to lose. And, of course, the Bucs are going to lose because, quite honestly, Fitzpatrick is not going to keep up that 400-plus yards and perfect rating. Nah, only the Saints defense make other teams do that. He's going to – I don't know who the Bucs play next week, but they're going to suck ass. They're going to blow out their O-ring. Believe me, they think they're full of shit. We hung 48 on the Saints. Okay? They're not going to do that against other teams. I guarantee you that shit. They're not going to do that against the next time we play them either. So, they think they are, but they won't. So, you know, they really think they will. But we're the better team. We just got to get the 2017 Saints defense back. You know? I mean, we got to prove them right. Because all of these ESPN people and all those other fucking reporters and shit, you know, for the most part, Kay Adams is a definitely Saints fan. She's always for the Saints, so she's a Saints fan no matter what. But a lot of these other ones, just like what they do at LSU, LSU couldn't beat Miami. Everybody picked Miami to kick our ass. LSU showed them, hey, fuck you, we're gonna win. So we need to do that. The Saints need to prove them right. Not as far as like prove the critics that we lose, but prove them right as far as like we're gonna win. And we're going to win big. You know, we just need to fix this defense. change it. I don't care. 3-4, 4-3 defense. I don't. I'd run the 46 or a variation of the 46. I just, you do the 2000 Ravens. I'd run that defense. I'd run. At this point, I'd change anything out. Run. Just do something you haven't done. Because the Browns are going to be watching that game footage, and believe me, they're going to try to exploit shit. They're going to see what the Bucs did, and they're going to start running those plays. So the Saints got to be looking for that stuff. You got to keep Tyrod Taylor contained in the pocket. Make that bastard throw. Make him throw, and because the more he's throwing, the better chance we have to get a pick six or knockdown. Because Jordan will knock down a pass, and if Cameron Jordan's pissed like he is, I expect him to get a couple sacks. Tampa kept double teaming his ass. Davenport almost had a sack in the tackle versus the Bucs, but almost don't count for shit. So. And Facebook needs to fix their shit because they keep deleting my friend's Facebook account for the Saints podcast. This is like the fourth time they deleted his account. He only posted two things, the win and a link. So Facebook needs to stop doing that shit. It's just stupid. Anyways, I'm going to let y'all go. Appreciate y'all watching, liking, subbing. Thank you very much. Who dat? Sunday, noon, in the Dome. We're going to beat the Browns. So, who dat? Go Saints.